Third round of the Roxy Pro. Round 3 set for the men. It's looking good on the Quicksilver side of things, but right now we're going to introduce 3 stars here. Tatiana Weston-Webb, she's a current world number 4, going up against Johanne Defay, number 5 on the ratings last year, and Coco, who's definitely looking at 2017 as a big opportunity to get herself back into the top 10. Right.
Onshore chunk kind of dissipating, and then you see these nice groomed lines. We're actually supposed to see a little bit of an increase in surf as well.
Here goes Tatiana, very strong first move. So reliable for those solid turns. Rarely falls off. Let's see if she can make something happen on the inside here. This wave just fizzing out, unfortunately. A couple of years making a good climb up the ratings last year.
Well, Johanne Defay, who had a nice comeback win in round 2. You know, if you look at the score totals, it looked like she dominated the heat, but she had to come from behind to pick up her 2 waves in the bottom third of the time. Put it together, though. She looked so good when she was able to connect with those waves. Very powerful. Was able to mix it up nicely. You know, she's got a very solid backhand as well coming out of Reunion Island. And then a bomb set, and that's that increase in size. A little more interval supposed to be showing up here for the afternoon, which we can see right now. Those bigger ones sometimes are off the bank, but this one looks like it has potential here to load up on this inside section. Beautiful arc. No scores as of yet for this 3-surfer exchange. The real bonus here in this heat is winning. You get straight into the quarterfinals, and that's a result.
Here goes Johanne Defay, live action now, setting up this section. Bashing through the lip. Much like Tatiana, Johanne always stays on her feet. Very reliable for solid numbers. Has collected a couple of CT victories these past 2 seasons, but hasn't had a win here on the Gold Coast. Maybe this will be the year.
You wonder what really dignifies why a surfer is really sure on their feet. You know, it's not like she's holding back or being conservative at all, but rarely falls. Very good balance, knows how to, her timing's good.
Most nimble competitors, but they definitely have a nice planted, solid stance. It's very balanced.
All Gabriel Medina, Italo Ferreira.
Exactly. Here we go, Tatiana taking off on another decent looking wall. She throws everything at it, and curse of the commentators there.
Yeah, they're so sure-footed.
Let's see what Coco can do. Her first wave, one of the biggest waves we've seen in the event window, but it didn't really stand up. Unfortunately, she falls there.
Yeah, Ronnie, it's great to see that wind swing around. The forecast said it would. So, and with the kick-in swell, the trick is to find those waves that have the steeper wall, because we see a lot of ones push wide, which doesn't allow for those critical steeper sections and the little helgy turns that Pete Mel refers to all the time. But in between the wide ones, there's going to be some great moments running through the bank. So it's those big turns we'll be chasing all afternoon for sure.
Fantastic, Rich. Loving these quick little snippets we're getting with the head judge, just to keep us, I guess, educated.
At some point, we're going to grill them
on
a little
what
bit
they're
too.
looking for. Yeah, we like to drill them. Ho just found a pretty decent section to rip into on the outside here, Pete.
Beautiful. You know, I love the way Coco thriving off of that heat wind. Beautiful arc. You know, again, 2 separate types of turns, 3 separate turns. You know, and she's sitting back waiting for this inside connection, which she'll get. You know, Johanne Defay already matching in the good range with her first wave, or first scoring good wave. And Coco all the way, you know, solidifying the score all the way to the ski. You know, that's kind of
some set waves approaching here. Johanne Defay has right of way. She's got that priority. She's going to utilize it here and drive up into this first section. Just a transition turn to set up this deeper wall. Again, just cutting back. Standing on the tail, just waiting for this thing to stand up and run across that inside sandbar. And there is more of a money turn. Did get a little hung up for a moment though. Decent combination, looking to get rid of a 6-point ride to push ahead of her rivals. 14 minutes to go. Tatiana now trying to get herself back into this heat. Hasn't been able to do better than a 3.33 prior to this wave. It should be her best. Loves the backhand. Feels pretty good about it. We caught up with her midway through that backhand floater, but she might have got some damage done on the outside too, Pete.
The reaction that she had there, you would say so. You know, I feel like a bit of a mistake there, but let's see what Tati does here. Again, she gets those sections on the outside. Nothing super dynamic there, but did get 2 nice turns. This midsection here sets it up. She likes to ride a little bit bigger equipment, which allows her to really lay into her turns. But sometimes it might affect her, you know, the bigger the board you have, it makes it so it's a little tougher to maneuver it. But she's so strong. She can muscle through. But this is definitely going to be her best wave. She's going to get herself in contention in this one. Let's see what happened here for Johanne. I mean, again, good wave choice, though, for her. Being that you can see there's a lot of energy carrying her through, which allows her not having to really generate her own speed. She can use the wave speed. But here's the section here. See, this is finally where it gets a little bit steeper. Actually, it's this one here. And that section there was begging for just a really big turn. And she did the turn and kind of see, got a little tentative, just flattened the board out, and kind of jumped off of it, a little hang up there. And I think that that was the section.
And Johanne in 5th. Do you think they can break into the top 3?
I think they can, but I mean, they got to look at those venues that they need to work on.
Well, Johanne making some good adjustments here. This is a good looking wall, 2 big turns. And Coco Ho had priority at the back, so she let this one go. Johanne is going to make the field pay. A couple of solid moves to get started. And she doesn't even need that inside run because there was a nice steep wall from right out there next to the rocks here at Snapper.
Major change. You talk about the rhythm and timing. She was in perfect rhythm and timing for that wave, and it made it look very easy for herself.
We saw Coco behind her, trailing her down the line. Looked like Coco had a bit more wall to ride on her wave. Tatiana also took one. We'll catch you up on replays in just a moment.
You know, and you got to win events. You know, the semis, and you know, making a final and not winning, it's not going to work. That's how you win titles, is by winning events.
Tatiana just blitzed this ride on that
did.
outer section. I mean, Johanne looked like she had a great wall, but Tatiana's was even better.
That's where we caught, was at the very end there, so the fall. But this is the replay of Johanne Defay's wave. 2 nice carves off the top snap there to start it. Well, in comparison now, you feel like the Tati's going to get the better of the exchange.
It'll be interesting. Definitely hard to tell when you're looking at that elevator. We've got some big numbers rolling on through for our competitors at the moment. Stand by for the update. 7 minutes to go. And what we didn't see was Coco Ho's ride. We just saw her sort of riding past Johanne Defay after that wave. And she is going to be pretty thrilled with what she's just dropped. A 9.83. A couple of judges throwing 10s at Coco Ho. This is by that score. She's moved into the lead. Tatiana also dropped a big number at 8.17, but finds herself looking for a 7.5 now with this ride. Bang! Huge snap there. Moving a lot of water. And these 3 ladies mean business. They want that quarterfinal spot. They don't want to mess around in round 4. Tati trying to find some more room to move on the inside. This one's reeling away without her, though. And she could never quite get to it. Maybe if she just got herself onto that wall and perhaps pulled in, she might have got a good run down the line. These waves really do push you along. But she just couldn't get there. 9.83, it'll be our first glimpse at it. Let's have a look.
Vertical approach. Nice arc, so again, showing some variety. Big float. This is that inside section, too. See outside Little Marley into that Rainbow Bay. With the tide dropping, it's nice and steep. Got that late floater, nice and critical. Coco Ho, you know, and she
to go. Coco gets priority and control at the takeoff zone, but that's not going to worry Johanne. She is down the line with a good-looking wall in front of her. And the first turn was solid. Second turn, a committed hack, and again puts her board on rail. This wave's starting to slow up a little bit. Quite a bit of damage done on the outside. It's going to reel off again, but Johanne with an uncharacteristic fall. Tatiana's going to get an opportunity now. 50 seconds to go. Can Coco hold on? With Tatiana and Johanne going down there, she's going to have a good shot at it.
Still, there's some pretty solid turns. You know, she was very fortunate by taking that first wave, put her in perfect position for this one. And down the line, that second wave, clean face, 2 huge hacks.
She made that last turn look even more impressive by just whipping her board too. That section was kind of flat.
Oh, and then that was it. I mean, she cleaned that one up. She takes that win pretty substantially.
So waiting on the numbers to come through. Let's see what Tatiana was able to do on the outside.
2 nice backside whips, but this wave flattens up right here in that midsection. That's always a little tough. You know, the judges, you know, and then having to chase it down. She does get to that final section, but again, just that downtime at the end of the wave.
So Johanne Defay, she's been on a bit of a tear during this Australian leg. The QSs, she went back-to-back finals in Newcastle and down at the Australian Open. Won the Newcastle event, and she's just had a huge buzzer beater moment here in the 3rd round of the Roxy Pro. She's onto the quarter.